Good morning, Spirit Session Watchers. We're so happy to have you here today. I know this is not going to be live for you. It's Easter Sunday in our world, so I'm hoping you're all enjoying family time, whether it's Passover, Easter Sunday, or whatever other holiday you might, or just having a wonderful Sunday. We really are glad you are here. Please like, follow, listen. We have it on YouTube on record. We have it on podcast later on in the day. You can go back and listen to any previous one. You can just spend the whole day binging us if you like. We really like it. Please comment on this video because commenters and people who share it out have a chance to win our Soul Spa meditation created by Teresa Warren. Teresa is here today. Bex couldn't be here today because she's off having to, work. And so should I be, but that's a different story. You guys have a great day. And Teresa's going to introduce our guest who was brought to us by our friend Marla Torres. So Teresa, I'm going to give it to you and you sort of introduce our guest before she talks about herself.
Yeah, happy Easter, everybody, and happy spring and all the beauty and things that go with it and all the new beginnings. Blessings to all. And I'm so glad you're here with us. And yes, it was our dear friend, Marla Torres, who sent Vicki Alcott. So as we're getting to know Vicki, I found out, one, that she listens to harmony all day. Number two, she's got neat self-healing techniques that we all need to know. Where does it start? Vicki, what brought you into this kind of life and the things that you do?
Hi, thank you. I came into it for personal reasons and had such awesome, wonderful, miraculous events, experiences, and results that I decided to learn it all and share it and bring it out into the world. All people and animals, all of life. I had a lot of major illnesses, was diagnosed with cancer. 4-stage, and I had other things going on. I had hereditary issues of, going to spent a week there, learned to live with some that cancer, and I had lots of IBS, all that stuff ran, Crohn's disease. Everybody, both sides of the family had it, and I was diagnosed with all that. But when I got the diagnosis for the 4-stage cancer, priority here. Anyway, went through a lot of different things and decided to go to a holistic fair. And it was the Jin Shin Jitsu, which is the modality that is my main body of work. And I received sessions from October, and in February, I had a clean bill of health. It's been 29 years. I'm still here. Amazing. The doctors and the oncologists, everybody said 3 months, 6 months at the max if I would have done surgeries or chemo. I did not do that. Everybody's path is different. I see a lot because of my stories and how I got into it. I do not make clients wrong. Some people's paths are to do both. And there's reasons. So everybody needs to honor that. But I have started, I've been working with animals, working with people. And oddly enough, I'd like to throw in there that this has positive side effects. I think we all know, though, that all energy work has positive side effects versus allopathic medicine. The allopathic medicine may be beneficial, but it does have negative side effects. And while I was getting the sessions for the cancer, the migraines have went away. The Crohn's disease is completely gone. I, at that time, was working for the government. I got mental clarity. I quit my job. Everybody thought I was nuts. I just got that mental clarity, got the strength, got the inspiration, all that while my body was going through the process of harmonizing the cancer. And my facilitator didn't have a clue. I didn't mention any of that, hadn't thought of it until it was all done. And I was like, wow, no more chiropractors, no more acupuncture, which all helped the migraines, but they didn't make them go away. And I've not had a migraine or any kind of Crohn's disease
Wow.
symptom since then.
What a blessing.
Yes, so many, many blessings. So I've lived them. I've seen them through the years with my clients, and I've lived them myself.
So that's so exciting. So I know you have a process you want to do. First,
Yes.
I kind of want to explain to us this process and how it's going to help us listen to the rest of the show.
All righty. I would like us all to start off with one of the reasons I like the modality of Jin Shinjitsu. To back up a little bit, it's called Jin Shinjitsu, and it also has a self-help aspect to it. And so besides facilitating sessions, you can also work on yourself. And so I would like, and thus the reason that I'm speaking with the topic that we have today for our show. I'd like to share some self-help protocols with everybody. And the first one I would like to start with is called the self-hug. And it's really quick, it's easy to do, but in today's world or in our Western world, we are not taught about cleaning our energy bodies. We are taught to brush our teeth, wash our clothes, take a shower every day, but we're never taught to clean our energy bodies, and that is so important. So by doing the self-hug, which I would like everybody, I'll just give you a quick brief and then we'll do it. We've got more written on it. You can read about it in the handout later. Is you cross your arms and you put your fingertips in your armpits. And then you'll breathe 36 conscious breaths. And so it just takes 5 minutes, no special breathing. It's the act of counting that makes it conscious. So let's all take a moment to do that.
Maybe you can count out loud, Vicki, for us.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. I'll explain why. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Thank you. You can relax. Now, 4 sets of 9 equal 36. The reason I chose to count in 4 sets of 9, you can do it either way. Because as you're doing it, it brings numerology into it. You don't have to know this, but I think those of us watching this like to know this. So 4 sets of 9, you're clearing your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. That's each set. And the 9 brings it to 36, and 36 is a 3 and a 6 equals a 9. And 9 is total and complete, clean the slate. So you can either count 1 to 36, or you can do like I did, 4 sets of 9. It works the same way. It's just whatever is easier for you. I'd also like to let you know that by having your hands here in your armpits, your major lymph nodes are there, your liver, gallbladder energy flow is there. So you're supporting that, you're cleaning that, you're clearing that. Your emotional body is in your chest. So you're cleaning that. You're helping your breath. You're helping the heart. You're helping the lungs. So you're doing all kinds of things by doing that hug and cleaning your energy field.
Wow.
So thank you for
Thank you.
listening. And I think all of you, I don't know anybody who has never experienced a shift with that. So I recommend it's done at least once daily. You can do it several times if you're experiencing any kind of emotion, too much joy, out of balance, impatience. Doing it in traffic is awesome. I live in Texas. So, Texas traffic. Sit, you're stuck, do your hug. In the grocery store, you're impatient, do your hug. It works. Never too much, but at least once. So
It took me to a past life memory. Is that supposed to happen?
It can, because you're moving through things. It's different every time because you're in a different space every time. And it will clear it out. Some people can see things move. Some people see colors, and others just feel relaxed, centered, balanced. And you will notice, even if you're, going through a really hard time, or like I said, extremely upset, within 5 minutes of doing this, all your anger's gone. Whatever you're going through is gone. And once you have an experience with an energy protocol, you will remember to do it more often. So that was why additional reason why I really wanted to start us off with that today.
Wow. That was amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So I know our topic today is that I chose to talk about is the importance of self-care and self-help. And stress and toxicity are the number one causes of illness and imbalance within us and outside of us. I mean, that's been documented, studied, and well known. And toxins, a lot of people we don't think about. We think about the toxins always include chemicals in the environment, air, the food that we eat. It's just everywhere. We're living in the most toxic time on the planet. But toxins also can be thoughts, beliefs, habits, and patterns that are in conflict with your essence, who you really are, with the body's essence. Even medications, although they are doing good, I'm not against them. We do need them when we're in a when the body's in a certain space, and too critical. You need the best of both worlds until you can harmonize and do that. But even though they do some good, they also have negative side effects, which is toxic to the body. So another, like I said, that's the main reasons for self-care and self-help. But we can also go on, and I think we're all aware of this, you can't deny it, is that all of creation, all of life on the planet, everywhere, is currently going through an accelerated evolution process. Can't get out of it, whether we know it, not know it. It's
That's right.
And all that is imbalanced, distorted, or in any form of distortion or conflict or disharmony is coming up to be purged. And it's in a process of returning to harmony. And that process can be challenging and uncomfortable sometimes. And, this includes all aspects of within us and outside of us, all aspects of all of our bodily systems within each of us, our body, mind, and spirit on all levels, known and unknown, seen and unseen. So it really is imperative that we do have tools and things that can help us to get through these times. And as the changes continue to accelerate within us and all around us, there's just no way. It's just going to be a mandatory thing that self-care and self-help become part of our routine in our everyday life. I know there are a lot of different forms of self-care. We've heard of a lot of them. Sometimes we do them all a lot, and sometimes we don't. Life gets in the way. But meditation, yoga, slowing down, listening to your body, becoming mindful and aware of your thoughts and actions is helpful. Doing things that bring you joy even if it's just a few minutes, have music in the background that is harmonious. And even if it's just playing on low, because frequency really does influence and have an impact on our lives. Make sure you're getting rest. You're watching and listening to things that are uplifting. If you still watch TV, watch things that are uplifting. Shut off the news. If you want to read about what's going on, read about it so you can disconnect from it and you don't have those negative frequencies coming towards you. Now, of course, this is my opinion. It's always your choice. And throughout anything with this, it's always your choice. I am putting things out there that you can utilize. Take what resonates, what don't, just let it go past. No judgment here at all. Spending time in nature is really important. And I think we're all hearing that. And sometimes we don't have the time to do that. But, just a quick walk maybe, or as you're driving, take time to notice the beauty, because that will actually connect you to nature. And, the beautiful flowers, we're in that beautiful, well, at least here in North America, we're in springtime. So everything's starting to bloom and melt and colors are coming out. And, notice the beauty, notice the tree, notice the clouds in the sky. If you can just take that half second to, wow, that's beautiful. You've already shifted your energy and changed your focus, and it helps. So I invite you to work all of this somehow into your daily lives. While it's necessary to do all of our physical tasks, which we have many, the physical world has a lot of demands on us. Cleaning, working, shopping, taking care of kids, the animals, cooking, we've all got it all. It would be wonderful to be able to get sessions and get energy work and stay in meditation 24/7. Can't do that. Wish we could. Somebody asked me a couple months ago and said, where's your most favorite place to be? And I said, on the Jinshin table. If you could go anywhere, where would you go? I said, on my table. Never get off. That's the best place. You can't live life like that. You do have to participate in life. So that's why some of the things that we all know and we've heard about and things that I've already mentioned are very good. But I'd also like to give you some other maybe tools, protocols that you can add to your toolbox. Mm-hmm. And I strongly, do you have any questions yet?
Oh, no, I'm enjoying this. New tools. Woo-hoo.
Okay. Because I get passionate and I know so much that I can sometimes ramble or go on and overwhelm people. And I don't want to do that.
So. That's okay. We're good at interrupting.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So first off, before I go into them, I really want to say that because our world is so busy and time is wonky, I don't know if it's speeding up or slowing down, depends on which part of the quantum physics you're going to look at it as, but we're experiencing it where it's less time and we don't get enough done, and nobody, aware or not aware, everybody comments no matter where you're at. I blink and my day is gone. And so we have to find a way to utilize all these tools. And so I really invite you to utilize these things, such as that hug. It, took 5 minutes. Build them into your routine while you're doing something. Like do the hug in the morning when you wake up, or when you go to bed, or when something's up. I mean, there are situations and events where you can use these tools too. But to build in, like the breath is your ultimate healer. If you can breathe belly breaths, just deep into your belly, just think, oh, am I breathing? No, I'm not breathing. I mean, we're breathing, but we're breathing up here. And so if you drive someplace every single day, let that be your time where you're just going to focus on your breaths. Build it into your routine. When you're taking some of the other tools, I'm going to say, doing a shower, humming is something I'm going to talk about. Build them into where you're doing your regular things. If you're washing dishes or cooking a meal, focus on your breath, use one of your tools. So it's not something you have to carve extra time out to do, because to be honest, you won't do them. You won't remember. It's just the times we're living in. So it's it's really strong. I really try to remind everybody, build them and find a way to build it into your routine to use some of these things, because it will make a very profound difference. The hug, like I said, we kind of went over that. That's good. It's excellent. Do it every day. Can't stress that enough. The breathing is great. It connects you to spirit, calms the mind. It assists you in responding instead of reacting. And, we'll still have those times that we react. Don't make yourself wrong. Just like breathe it out. You have a question?
No, I was just thinking, like, since we're always tied to our phones, why don't we set ourselves timers to,
reminders? Yes.
Reminders, like little bells that go off and say, okay, time to do a hug, or time to breathe.
Set it up so it's just a little beep. Yeah, I do recommend that. I get a lot of pushback for that because people tell me that they don't want the extra dings, but that's the only reason they didn't bring it up. But if that works for you, that would be great. Set a timer. Even if it's just time to take 3 deep breaths 4 times a day. Okay, how about every time you go into the bathroom? Every time you go to the bathroom. We all have to go to the bathroom. Remind yourself, I'm going to breathe when I go to the bathroom. If that's the only time you consciously breathe all day, that's great. It's more than what you're doing right now. And it's going to make a difference. When you look back in a day, a week, I like to invite people to try some of these things or your own tools, to do them and maybe just use your own tools in some of these ways of building it into the routine. And then a month from now, look back and think, what's different in my life? Notice what you notice, and you're going to notice a change. You might not notice it daily, but you will. And then that will also help your mind stop your ego's resistance and remind you to do it. Also, it takes, what do they say, 2 weeks to break a habit and 3 weeks to 21 days to create a habit. So I really like to tell people, don't just do it one day. These things only help you if you work with them consistently. And they'll help momentarily too, but my thing is more about, we want the consistency so you can really get the most benefit on all levels. And so the other thing, the humming, I would really like to bring forth. I don't know how many of you are aware of humming, but if you could hum 4 minutes during the day, any tune, any note, it does so much. It brings up the nitric oxide within your system, which helps with blood vessels, blood pressure, all of this. It helps your breathing. You have to breathe different when you're humming. It will harmonize the whole vagal nerve. And for those of you who aren't healing facilitators and don't know what that is, it's a nerve that goes from head to toe. It hits every organ and every system in your body directly, except for the spleen, but it indirectly assists with that. But so it will balance the nervous system. It will help with insomnia. You'll find, if you can get in the habit of doing this is one I like to do in the shower. Humming. Hum your 4 minutes in the shower. If you can get in that habit, build it somewhere in there, you are going to notice a major difference. It helps with the anxiety. The hug will also help you through the anxiety attacks. And I know a lot of people, well, not everybody, but even myself, I have never experienced anxiety before in my life. In the last 2 years, I'm experiencing anxiety. Hello. Who knows? So force yourself to breathe. Now, it's hard when you're going through anxiety, but the humming will move you through it, or that hug will move you through it. And they're both quick, 4 to 5 minutes each thing, and you will move through that anxiety attack. They just help so many things. The other thing I would like to give you is, fear only exists when we're in past or future, and our mind automatically goes there. And so you can either say present here and now, and it helps, believe it or not, that will bring your mind back, or tap your thumb and your middle finger, present here and now, present here and now, present here and now, 3 times. Top of my head's tingling. Usually doesn't, so that's kind of cool. And present here and now. And that quick, it brings you back into the moment.
See, sometimes I go like this, But I see that's really the same thing. It's tapping
Yeah,
with the
you're
duck.
touching it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not real good. You can't hear the snap, so I didn't think of it. So I'm just tapping, present here and now. And you can say the words in your mind or not, and it's just that quick. So I'm really trying to give you things that can help you, that are quick to do, simple to do, have profound benefit. The trick is remembering to do them. That's why we got some handouts for you that you can pick that'll be attached to the video below. Drinking lots of water, and I need to get better at this myself, I'll be honest. The more water we drink, the easier it is for us to hold these vibrations and to help the body purge and to help us purge. Bodies are 80 to 90% water, and water holds frequency. And we could keep going and going and going of all the benefits of the
And
water.
it gives us more opportunities to practice these modalities in the bathroom too.
Yeah, exactly. And taking a
Let
shower,
it go.
bath really will help clear your energy fields too, especially the emotional field. If you got a pool, get in the pool. You believe the difference. So water plays a big role, but drinking water, we've got to drink water. And I know a lot of people don't. The quality of our water is questionable, to say the least. And everybody doesn't have filters or...
But we can play our biotones and our solfeggio frequencies to our water and make it much better.
Yes. And I also would like to give you a tool, and you can use it on your, not just on your water, but on anything you ingest. So if you take your hands, can you see me?
Yep.
Yes.
Make them into a triangle with your fingers spread out.
Okay.
And you do that over your glass of water, or over a gallon of water, over your bathtub, over anything. Anything that I get to bring into the house, I do it over my shampoos. I do it over my medication. I do it over my plates of food. And what this is doing, just take 3 deep breaths while you're doing it. It can be that quick. You will eventually start to feel the energy coming out of your hands, but you don't have to. It's still going to work. It's the intention, and it's going to work. And that brings whatever is underneath your hands, it will harmonize it, bring it into harmony with your frequency of you and your body. So the water, the food, your shampoos, your cleaners. Every time I come home from the grocery store, I'm standing next to the cupboard with every little thing, doing all this, but I do it with my water different times too, especially with the medications people don't think about. And so, like I say, do it with everything. Now, your shampoos and your other things that you use, even if they're made from essential oils and that's good, which I highly recommend. Get the chemicals out as much as you can, but it's still going to bring it into harmony with you, your energy, your essence by doing this, because it's your energy to do it. Doesn't cost you anything. Got to remember to do it. If you're out and about at a restaurant and you do it and people look at you weird, most of them won't ask. They just look at you weird. The other ones, if they ask, I just say, blessing my food, and leave it at that. And
I'm stretching.
Yeah.
I do that on the plane all the time when I'm sending Reiki.
Yes. So, that's invaluable. I don't have a name for that tool. It's just triangle, fingers open, 3 breaths, and all you're thinking is thank you, and harmonize it, bringing it in harmony with my body, because you're in a different frequency all the time. But I did like to say, besides the water, the food, medications, it's not going to nullify the benefits of the medications, but it'll bring it into harmony so it can complement and do the good things that you want for it. So shampoos, medication, anything you eat, anything we are ingesting. If you wear makeup, just do it once when you buy it, put it in the cupboard. At least it's more in alignment with who you are, and those synthetics and that are neutralized and brought into harmonic resonance with you. So anyway, that's a good one. I also, the other thing that I had on the PDF that you'll get as a handout, because I know it's hard to remember all this stuff, is about taking salt and soda baths. And the reason I'd like to voice that is I think a lot of people are used to or are familiar with taking Epsom salt baths, and those are good, or olive oil, and they're all good. But if you can take a sea salt and baking soda bath, half a cup in each, 15 minutes at least, 10 minutes, you can do 10 minutes in warm water, not hot water. Then you can make it hotter later. The difference between using the sea salt and the baking soda and the Epsom salt with olive oil or something is it's the synergistic reaction of the sea salt and the baking soda, where Epsom salt will clear toxins from your physical and the tissues. And this using the sea salt in the baking soda will actually pull it from the tissues, the body, the muscles, but it goes even deeper. It'll take it from the organs.
Wow.
And so that's why I prefer the sea salt over the Epsom salt, because the Epsom salt doesn't actually pull from the organs. And it doesn't dry you out because it's a synergistic interaction. And I also want to say, you don't have to buy Celtic salt. Go to Sprouts or your local where you can buy sea salt bulk. And go to Sam's or Walmart where you can buy the baking soda in a bulk bag. Because, it's usually used to be 49 cents a pound, might be up to 99 cents a pound now. But either way, have it by there. And if you do this after you exercise, after you get a massage, after you get any kind of energy session or treatment, or just when you're just stressed out for the day. And I know you don't want to get in the bath, but boy, when you do, you ain't going to want to get out. And it really makes a difference. Combination of the water too, I think.
Yeah, Teresa and I have an aversion to baths, and we're not quite sure why. Maybe it's because we drowned in Lemuria. I don't know, or Atlantis. But it's just something that I need to do.
They do work.
They do work. My ex-husband, I was married for 20 years, and we're still friends, but he was from Mexico, and they have this macho thing, and he's like, men don't take baths. Okay, fine. Take a bath. Take a bath. I don't feel good. No, take a bath. No, men don't take baths. Finally, after a few years, he's like, oh, because he would always get on my table. And then he played soccer, and that's so he was real active. So his muscles would be sore and that. And I'm like, take a bath, a salt and soda bath. I'll run the water. He did it. He's like, oh my God, I cannot believe the difference. It pulls the lactate. You don't feel as stiff the next morning after a massage, after energy work, after anything. And it just clears everything up. Now he takes baths all the time. So I would invite you with your aversion to do it. Try it once and you might do it a little bit more often. I do take a shower every day, but I also take my salt and soda baths. It's a good way to detox, and it feels good, and you can breathe in there. You can even do your hug during that. So I'd really like that. And then grounding is the last one. I would really like to get into the importance of grounding. So much of the time at least me, I think I'm grounded and I'm not grounded. And we really need to take a few minutes. You can do 3 breaths while you're barefoot on the grass or on the dirt, not on cement. That can help. Not always easy to do, depending on where you live with fire ants or snow or whatever else is going on.
If you're in snow, you just touch a tree because they're grounded all the time.
Ground, touch a tree.
I have to wear my snow boots 8 months of the year, so touching trees has become a really good way to discharge.
Or you can visualize it. Visualize yourself with roots. At your feet, out of the bottom of your feet, you have roots going down. And, as we're shifting so much, and especially those of us who are probably watching this anyway, are drawn to this, we are consciously working and walking our path and raising our frequencies. And so as you raise your frequency, in order to hold it, you need to expand your roots. So I'd like to just plant that seed of, especially after you get a session, or we just went through a shift, or we just had this full moon, or now we're going to have an eclipse, or you feel any kind of a shift, you feel better. Okay, expand my roots. And it's just that deep breath, just consciously with that intention, expand my roots. Or, lots of us are another way, see a cord coming down through your energy system down into the center of the crystalline grid and Lady Gaia's heart, or the planet Earth. So that's just another reminder to really, grounding makes a whole big of a difference. And with that leading, kind of connected to that, it's funny how things go. If people are, if you've got mantras that you like to say, my one I'm working with right now is, I receive with gratitude, I receive with gratitude, I receive with gratitude, and I graciously receive. If we save and I work through I am ones and all that some other times, but
we can hum those too, can't we?
Yes. So as we're doing that, if you move, tap your leg, tap your foot, go like this. You can see me with my hands, because it's taking you out of your mind, and it's not just that thought and in your energy field, it's actually grounding that mantra, grounding that experience into your physical experience, into your mental body. Kind of like we're all used to typing or saying things we don't like to write. Everybody tells us, write, make a journal, write. Yeah, no time, and da-da-da-da-da. Sounds good, but yeah, I'm going to do it. Nah. But when we write things down or write your intentions down, it does bring it in. It grounds it into physical reality instead of just thinking it. So if you don't write, and I'm right there with you, sometimes I do, I will say it because it's quicker to say. So the other thing, instead of having to write, move your hands. And I like the figure 8, or just anything, or like I said, tap your foot, just wiggle something, anything, just some kind of movement is actually going to ground that mantra, that intention into your body.
Oh, I love it.
So that one I just learned, I don't know, probably 6-8 months ago. And I'm like, well, that's why I always do it. Part of me knew it, but didn't know that's what I was doing. And boy, when I heard, I can do that instead of write, yes, I'm going to remember that.
That's awesome, Vicki. It's so great to have all those reminders, especially, coming into spring, or some people are already in spring. We have to renew ourselves and self-care and self-help before we get too busy doing all those other things for everybody and all that stuff that we need to do. We got to remember to take pauses and take care of ourselves. Tell us where you can be found, and if you have any offerings, or if people can connect with you online or in person. Give us a little, where we can find you.
Okay, well, right now I have a YouTube channel, but I haven't put anything up there yet. I'm expanding. But I do have a website. It's always uplifting.earth, and it's ALWAYSUPLIFTING.earth. And so that's the main way to contact me. I do offer sessions remotely and in person. And I also am available for self-help classes and lectures and things like this. I've written articles and done a lot of things like that. But on the website, I also do have a self-help tab. And there's a couple little protocols on there that I didn't give you today that you could print out and work with them yourself. And always, if you've got any kind of question on there, it's got my email address, my phone number. You can text me with any questions to any of this. Whether you ever get a session or not, I'm here to help. I always I have self-help. I have so much self-help. Text me. This is going on. Is there something I can hold? Is there something I can do?
Did I see you had a Facebook group as well, or is it just a Facebook page for all these?
It's a Facebook page for the business. I do get people who post more. I haven't seen a lot of interaction, but I do check it and I'll answer that way too. And that's always also always uplifting, but it's got always uplifting, LLC.
Of course, you can find this. She'll share this to her page and her Facebook page. And you can always watch the repeat and listen to it on the podcast to give yourself reminders. When you're in the car, you can do the self-help hug and listen to all the other as you're listening to the podcast. Just be careful when you're in traffic, because texting, we don't want to, close our eyes and drive. So we have breathe. So we have a few questions for you. What is your favorite crystal that you're working with right now, or just your favorite crystal in general? I know it's like, most of us, we're attracted to crystals because they're our vibe beings.
I've got millions of them, and I wear things that are got a lot of different ones ground up in them.
Yeah.
But I would have to say is rose quartz, because it works with the heart. It's nurturing. Pink is nurturing. Lots of reasons. Pulls color and all that. And so rose quartz, I would have to say, is my big one.
Do you put it under your table too?
I use a mat on my table that has a lot of crystals ground up.
You use a Vibes Up mat.
Yeah.
A Vibes Up mat. We'll just take a shout out. We don't get any paid endorsements from Vibes Up, but we are willing to.
Yeah, me too. I have them on my website as
I love Vibes Up stuff, and I was introduced to it when we went to the Mount Shasta retreat. But it's great. I have it under my bed too, yes. And under my water. Yes. And if you put those little mats in the freezer, if you don't think don't do anything, put them under some water that you're freezing, and you'll see the vortex in your actual frozen water. It's really quite cool. Yeah, it's true. Same with organite pyramids. But anyways, have you got a theme song that you like, or a favorite song, or something?
Or frequency.
No, not a favorite song, because I've kind of through the years grown out of that, and I just use sound healing. So I always have, not just with my sessions, but I always have, even if I'm watching TV or somebody's here or whatever, I always have the solfeggio frequencies playing. The channel that I like the best is that I feel its integrity and it really holds those frequencies, and their music is paid with those frequencies, because you never know nowadays. Is Inner Lotus. It's on YouTube, but give them a shout out. You don't know them, but they have a bunch of them, and you can pick. And one thing I want to say about that, just real quick, sorry, I got so many things, is use these. Even if you are not, if you're with somebody, or you can't, or the husband don't like it, or the kids don't like it, turn it on mute, let them play, put them on loop, and the frequency is still emanated in your house. So solfeggio frequencies would have to be my answer to that.
They're awesome. I play them all day long in my kitchen. And we've got so used to them that half the time I don't even hear them anymore, but I know there's an influence there. Yeah. I play them to my water, and I play them in the kitchen where all the food is. We
need some positive vibes coming at us with all the other things out there.
Yeah, it sure clears a house frequency too. Yes. It's like sage, musical sage is what I always call it. Now, my favorite topic is UFOs. But it's one of my favorite things, I should say. I'm fascinated with it, but it's a long history. Have you seen any UFOs? And maybe you can describe an encounter, because you're down in Texas and you've lived in, Arizona.
Yes. So. Texas, I've seen them, because you can watch them. Here, you can tell it's not a star. They move in too many different things. They're at the sand stop. But I really did have a really cool experience. I lived in Phoenix for 2 years. Of course, when you go to Sedona, there are a million. They're all over. You can't deny them. And the lights are not big city lights, so you can see them easier, too, with the stars. I don't think anybody can go to Sedona without noticing them. But when I lived in Phoenix, they had a place called South Mountain that we would drive up on. And we'd sit on a little wall and look out over the city, and always ended up being there into the night. And it was just calming and relaxing. And we'd watch, and we'd like, look at that is a UFO. That's a UFO. Look at it stopped. Oh, let's say hi. Let's say hi. And one night we were doing it, and we're like, if you can see us and you can feel us, give us a sign. Oh my gosh. One time, the lights, they turned on the lights, and it was like you put a spotlight right on us. Looked at my husband, and I'm like, oh shit. They really hear us. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. We had truth bumps. I call them truth bumps instead of chill bumps. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And I'm like, he's like, oh, do you think? And we looked around, and nobody else said. There was only 2 other people up there, and it was like they were looking the other direction. And I'm like, well, I don't think they've seen it. And he's like, Can you do it twice if you really hear us? Like a stroke
Sounds
pipe.
like what I do.
Oh, it was so cool. Now, I never had an experience after that like that, but that was awesome. Once you feel it, your mind can't deny it. It was just so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. We call it flashes. Flashes.
Yes.
And they do. And
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
If you're what I think you are, flashes. And if they flash. Yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome. That's so cool. Thank you so much for being with us. Like you said, all your links, like your webpage and your PDFs, I hope will be all in the information and contained in it. And I'm sure if you want to, you can probably add them or go to her site. She's got all these on her site as well. Vicki's generously got a free tab for self-help there on her site. So, and learn more about her modality and maybe call her and have a remote session or go and visit her. And where are you in Texas?
Plano, Texas. I'm actually located. It's right outside of Dallas, 4 miles away from Dallas. So
Okay. So yeah, okay. So if you're in the Dallas area, look up Vicki, or if you're going down there, maybe just drop in to her and get some ginseng jitsu.
Jinshin Jitsu.
Ginseng jitsu.
Okay.
Jitsu, which is, to me, it sounds a lot like Reiki, but I'm sure there are subtle differences. But it's all energy coming from source, and it's all just different techniques. And like I say, same hockey league, just different players. So it's all the same. So
good one.
So
also on the PDF, one of the PDFs that we didn't talk about, I have one called Statements, and it's different statements and protocols that you can use throughout the day that are real easy. So do look at the links underneath the pictures, because those statements I don't have on my website. I made specifically for the guests listening to the show. So you can click on them, print them out for some if you choose.
Yeah, and if you'd like to, the other way, when you set alarms on your phone, you can name the alarm the statement, and then you'll have it flash up on your phone. Just a little old woman's technique for remembering stuff. So, because, of all the things I miss my mind the most. But you guys, thank you so much for being here, and we really appreciate you. And, I have a little shout out. So Mary E. Zimmerman, she's the founder of the Crystals and Chakra Facebook group. So take a look over there. She hosts our show on most Sundays, and so we wanted to give her the soul spa meditation. So we'll send her a link to that, because she always is a great supporter of ours. So I'd like to share that out today. And thank you so much, Vicki, for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful Easter.
You'll have
You'll be able to watch this. Yeah. So thanks very much, and take care, everybody. And I'm going to put us out with our little video, and thanks very much.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.